Hi, and welcome to the Cradle of Life's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share, be inspired. Join us on this journey with the Well of Inspiration. It's another week, and obviously that means another episode right here of the Well of Inspiration. Hello, Wellington.
Hi, Don. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing okay. It's pretty cold here where I am in Kenya. So we're all warmed up in the house. Yeah, but we're doing good. Loving the weather.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, very nice.
How about yourself?
We are in the hottest time of the season, as you know, this side. So
yes,
it's on the other side, actually. We are very hot at this time of the year. So yeah, talk about opposite ends of the world.
Yeah, you guys
in terms of the weather.
You
right?
guys need an AC and a fan to keep you cool. We need duvets to keep us warm.
I'm telling you,
yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I don't really miss about the Seychelles is the extreme heat. I don't miss it.
Yeah, especially this time of the year, it gets a little bit too hot.
Yes.
But after April,
it
it's generally okay. You get used to it.
Wellington, I lived there for 14 years. I didn't get used to it, but you know, some people adjust faster than others, I guess.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Tell us, Wellington.
I guess it works differently for different people.
Yes, it does. It really does. Tell us, what are we on about this week on the Well of Inspiration? What motivational message do you have for us this week?
You know what? This week I want us to think about the way we relate with each other as human beings. Because generally, you know, what the modern world has done for us is it has given us this amazing opportunity to be completely autonomous. You know, you can literally go about doing your own things completely independently with the support of the technologies, the various technologies that we've come across in modern days. But here's the thing, I am a firm believer that there is something magical about human beings just coming together and interconnecting and interrelating and coordinating things together as human beings, working on meaningful relationships, doing meaningful things with real people has some kind of magic to it. It's unlike what you find in technology. I mean, of course, if I'm looking for some knowledge, I don't have to call people anymore and say, hey, listen, do you know about this? Do you know about that? I can go to Google. Google has got all the answers for anything that I want in the world. You know, if I get bored, I can just talk to Siri and say, Siri, make me laugh, and Siri will crack a joke on me. You know, I'm a Microsoft user, so I would call on Cortana, and Cortana would say something fun for me, and I would have a good time. So it is this world we're living in now that kind of pulls us apart from our human interconnectedness. However, there's still a case for us as human beings to have that interdependence that helps us as individuals warm up to each other and work together to achieve even greater things. So that's why today I want us to talk about what.
That's a great subject to cover, especially in today's day and age where technology, like you say, is taking over a lot of our interactions with people, a lot of the different things that we usually depend on within another person to actually be a part of. I think we strive and we grow and we can actually expand ourselves more when we have that human connection, be it from a partner, be it from a business partner. Having that connection makes a big difference in our lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, sadly, our society is now coming to this, you know, kind of independent, and we can do everything that we want. We are losing that touch, that connectedness with other people, that relationship, that healthy and meaningful relationship with other people are becoming kind of a thing of the past, as we have, you know, thousands of friends online, and whenever we push something out there, thousands of reactions, likes, and things like that, and that kind of boosts us up, but doesn't really get down to the human connectedness that we so need. The truth is, no man is an island. I really believe in this. Dependency in relationships is not only healthy, but it is actually necessary. We need to be connected. We are social animals. To have a satisfying life, a life that is meaningful, a life where we are contributing positively to humanity, we need other human beings working with us. I believe that a loving, intimate, and not just in your one-on-one relationships, but just an intimate connectedness with other human beings is absolutely necessary. With human beings, we collaborate and do amazing things together. I mean, this show is an example of what happens when people just connect and interrelate and work on building things together. And this is the case I'm fighting for today, saying, guys, let us not forget the power of interconnectedness and the power that we get as human beings when we just come together to work on each other. You know, if you think about the commercial world, most of the success stories you hear in business are businesses that are designed to connect with other people and find solutions to the problems faced by human beings. In other words, it is mankind serving mankind. Why? Because there is a positive relationship that comes about when we just look at another human being and seek to find solutions to our problems that we all can benefit from as human beings. Why? Because that is the power of dependency on one another. I can be a specialist in one thing, you can be a specialist in another thing, but when we work together and solve problems in our different aspects of life, we then tend to contribute and bring value to the world we're living in. That is, I believe, the power of dependency. I call it positive dependency.
I love it. And I agree with you on this one, Wellington. And the way you said no man is an island, I think the pandemic has made us see that because we've been so isolated from people. And I think a lot of people have realized that social connection that you need, you know, that connection with people on a level that you could see them, you can interact with them, you can have a conversation. During the pandemic, we were in lockdown in so many different countries. People were experiencing that isolation of not being able to mingle with other people, to do all the things that we were so used to doing. And I think now that we're slowly coming out of the pandemic, I think we're coming out stronger knowing that that connection is really, really important for us to have as individuals.
I really believe this, and I'm grateful you are seeing the same thing that I'm seeing as well. But here's the thing, Don. While I'm saying that we should remember the power of dependency on other human beings, I just want to put a little caveat to this conversation and say that there are times in our lives when we are called upon to stand on our own. There are times when we reach out to other people and we don't really get that support. We don't get that positive energy that comes from other people, the people around us. Sometimes it's because we are talking to the wrong people. Sometimes it is simply because the people around you do not see the vision that was given to you. Remember, the vision that you have for life is a vision that is given to you and only you. And sometimes when you try to articulate your vision to other people, they may not see it the same way that you do. But if you stay the course, those that love you, those that care about you, those that respect you will catch on to your vision as you work on bringing your vision to life. So I'm just saying that there is a case for the lone wolf. There are times when we are called upon to stand on our own 2 feet and run the race that is in front of us, even if we have to walk that road alone. My friends, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, it may be the case that you believe like me in the power of positive codependence. You may be like me in that you have worked with other people to bring wonderful things to this world. But remember that there will come a time when you're called upon to just stand on your own 2 feet. You may have nobody on your side, but your vision must not be pulled back because of that. Because you know what, my friend? You've got the vision. Carry the vision. One day, as your vision unfolds and you begin to see it to fruition, those around you will begin to have their eyes opened to the truth that you saw in the beginning, but you had to go it alone. in the first place. So remember, there's a case for the lone wolf, even though the power of codependency is unquestionable.
Indeed, Wellington, indeed. And there you have it. This is the Well of Inspiration. Wellington inspiring you through and through. Do not go anywhere. We're going for a quick break, but we'll be back. Welcome back to the Well of Inspiration. Today, Wellington is talking about the power of interdependency, the power of dependency in an intimate relationship as well. He's talking about the different things that we as humans do need. Today, in today's society, we've actually moved on to a space where we can do a lot of things on our own. We're very independent, which means we, depend on social media. We're able to do a lot of our work online. We're not really connecting with people on that one-to-one level where we can relate. But Wellington tells us that we are social animals. We are people who, thrive and actually depend on that social interaction that we have with people. He talks about no man being an island, which is absolutely true. And I think through the pandemic, we've learned that this is actually the case. A lot of us have had to go through that period where we've been isolated and come back and look at the different things that we did not really value and know that this is one of those things that we truly value. He says, during this journey that you go through, you will, go through a stage where you are that lone wolf. You'll have to go through that process where you have to do things on your own. Not everybody will see what you see, but you just keep pushing through it. And those who actually truly love you, those who stand by you, will be with you as you go along. They'll finally get to a point in their lives where they will see where you want to go and actually see the vision that you envisioned from the beginning. Wellington, back to you.
Thank you very much for that summary, Dawn. So the goal of today's conversation is to simply promote positive dependency among human beings. And what this leads to, it leads into something called interdependence. Now, interdependence is when you manage to strike a balance. You strike a balance between healthy dependency and autonomy. So interdependence works better than independence. But interdependence also works better than codependence. You become codependent when you depend on relationships for your own self-worth, for your own self-value. In other words, however you look at yourself is a function of who is around you. That's codependence. Now, when you're in a place of codependence, you lose the independent part of the relationship. But if you work in an interdependent way, you have now found the balance between independence and being in collaboration with other people. So interdependence is the message I want you to take away today. Remember to strike a balance between depending or relying or working with other people and also recognizing the need for your independence. Remember, you are a unique human being. You are given unique strengths, unique ideas. Remember, your ideas, they can be enhanced by other people. But not only that, they can also be enhanced when you yourself as a person build the conviction within you to understand the power of the ideas that come to you, and those ideas cross-pollinated with other people's ideas will build what I call the power of positive dependence, which is, in other words, is called interdependence.
Very interesting, Wellington. I like this. Now, I think the next question to ask you is, how do you build that interdependence?
A very interesting question indeed. Now, you see, when it comes to building interdependence, there's only one suggestion I'm going to give you. And this suggestion is very simple. In order for you to walk into any relationship, whether it's a personal relationship, a business relationship, or simply just a friendly coordination for a specific purpose, you have got to first do some work on yourself in order for you to discover yourself. You see, if you don't know who you are, you will come into a situation bringing some baggage that you don't know you have, and then allowing that baggage to influence the relationship you're building with other people. That is why I'm a big advocate for working on yourself as you work towards building relationships with other people, because when you do this, only then can you positively contribute. But when we say knowing yourself, what do we mean? I'm not talking about you knowing your name. If I ask you who you are, you might give me different answers around your name, around your career, around your aspirations, around the things you do. But who you really are strips away all of that. When we take away the titles and the positions and the roles that we play, there is a human being that remains. That is the authentic you. At that point, you would understand what you like and what you don't like. You would understand your values and your beliefs. You would understand the goals that you want to pursue on the basis of your values, your beliefs, and what you're passionate about as an individual. When you understand these things, you can then bring a complete, authentic self into any relationship, business, personal, friendship, whatever you're doing. You can bring that authentic human being into any relationship, and that human being has got the power to stand alone when necessary, and has got the power to positively contribute to any situation that they're faced with. In other words, that is the best kind of person to come into an interdependent relationship and to be a positive factor in building interdependency in any relationship. That's what I think you need to do before you can even think about how do I positively contribute. Know yourself first. Go deep within. Learn about yourself. Understand yourself. And when you do that, you bring the best of yourself to any situation.
Wow, Wellington, I think I'm starting to question a little bit about who I am, knowing myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love this. I love this. And I love the way you say, you strip off those roles, strip off the titles, and look at that human who is left there. And from that point, you'll be able to actually know yourself and be able to build on that relationship.
Absolutely. And to know yourself is to know who you are right now, and to know who you are working to become, really. Because sometimes we might be pursuing goals, pursuing dreams, and our focus is really on the goal, on the dream, on the outcome, on the balance in the bank, on your bank account at the end of whatever project you're working on. But here's the thing: who are you really becoming? Take away the result of the work you're putting in. At the end of the day, who are you becoming? What contribution are you bringing to this world because of the work you're doing, because of who you really are? And how are you impacting those around you? Are you dependent or are you independent? Are you interdependent or are you codependent? These are questions that you have to answer for yourself and answer honestly. And when you do that, there are times when you have to learn to say no to certain things that come your way. Why? Because now you understand yourself. And when you say yes, you're saying yes from a strong point, driven by your beliefs, driven by your values, driven by what you're passionate about. You really understand. When you do this, you engage in activities that nourish you as a person, and activities and things that actually make a difference to this world as you work towards your goals, your dreams, and whatever it is that is burnt in your heart for you to achieve.
I love it, Wellington. I love it. And I think the one thing that you've said here that's very deep is, who who are you becoming? And I think that makes us question a lot of things about what we're doing, where we're going. Do we really want to become that person? Do we want to become a different person? Do we want to become a better person? That right there, that statement, who are you becoming, is very crucial for you to know how to move forward.
Absolutely. And that is why I say that when you are engaged in any form of relationship, whether it's in a team at work or you are in a personal relationship, you should always make room for your own growth as a person. And at the same time, you should also allow the other people in your group the room for them to grow and become the best that they can be. When we do this, when we allow each other the space that we need to grow, we will grow. And most of the times, as we grow together, we become better together and we become better for each other. And that way, when we come together to collaborate on anything, we then become this interdependent friendship, couple relationship that works on achieving greater things without necessarily losing ourselves in the process. It is where we build the foundation for interdependence.
Wellington, this has been very eye-opening. Like I said, I started questioning myself as you spoke, do I really know who I am? And it's a very personal question, but at the same time, it's something you ask yourself and you get to learn more about yourself. It's an intrigue. You want to know more. And I think you're ready to now cut off those layers where you say, the titles, the roles, you take them off, strip yourself completely and find out who you really are as a person and who you are becoming. It's absolutely fantastic, this episode, and I'm loving it, Wellington. Before we wrap up on the Well of Inspiration this week, what is your message to our listeners, to our viewers out there who are actually taking that time to watch this episode?
First of all, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to these messages. But on top of that, allow me to say this to you. Take the time to evaluate your relationships. Understand in detail where you are in each of your important relationships. Are you dependent? Are you independent? Are you codependent? Or are you interdependent? When you answer these questions using the information we've given you today, I'm hopeful that you will discover where you are and then find out the right way to work towards your goals and your dreams. Remember, the more you look at yourself and understand yourself, the better you can be for other people as well. You will know the kind of relationships to get into. You will know the kind of relationships to walk away from. You will understand when to say yes, and you will know exactly when you need to say no. Why? Because you now understand yourself and you walk towards interdependence with the right kind of people, the people that give you the space to be who you are, and the people that you yourself can give space for them to be the best of themselves. And together, you can promote growth, you can work together to achieve the greater things that you guys can achieve. That's my final message for you today, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Beautifully put, Wellington, and thank you as well for taking the time to be here again this week and, just imparting your knowledge and your inspiration on the Well of Inspiration. Don't forget, he does have a website, www.wellofinspiration.com, and you could also check out ours at the Cradle of Life. It's www.thecradleoflife.co. Please do get in touch with us. If this message resonates with you on the Well of Inspiration today, make sure you share this. Hit that subscribe button so you could get more information and see more episodes right here of the Well of Inspiration with Wellington and myself. Be a part of the journey. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. Wellington and I are here and we're ready to answer your questions. Share, like, subscribe, and just be part of the Well of Inspiration, because I guarantee you it's the platform that is going to inspire you as you move on with your life. Wellington, thank you so much.
Been my pleasure as always, Don. Thank you very much, and I wish you a tremendous week ahead.
And to you too. I'll catch you on the other side.
Thank you.